Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Nadine here. So in this video I will be showing you guys how to make this bracelet here. This is a very beautiful design, and this is a hook only design created by Sleepless Loomer on Instagram, and this is a mashup of two designs. So the first one is the Big Shell Little Shell by G Loomster Life, and the second design is the Orochi by rainbowloom. Yeah, so the base, if you guys wondering which are the Big Shell Little Shell and which is the Orochi, so the Big Shell Little Shell is the Persian white in here, and the Orochi is the stitch, so the base is BSLS or Big Shell Little Shell, and the stitch is the Orochi. I hope you guys can imagine what I'm saying or understand. Yeah, so I'm gonna put the link of all the designers in my description box below, so please check their accounts. And yeah, so let's begin. So to make this bracelet you will need a hook. I'm gonna use this double-ended hook, and I would recommend you guys actually to use the double-ended hook, as it just makes it easier, because this big shell in here, which is the purple, it has like a lot of loops. We need some long hook to hold the bands. I don't know. Yeah, I think you guys understand what I'm saying. So yeah, you need a hook and a C-clip to close the bracelet at the end, and you also need some bands. I'm gonna use rainbowloom bands, and the colors I'm gonna be using for today is I think I'm gonna use opaque black, hot pink ocean pearl, and white, opaque white. Yeah, I'm gonna use white for the BSLS or the Big Shell Little Shell, or the Persian white in here, and I'm gonna use black for the Little Shell, which is the sweet baby blue fairy in here, and the hot pink and ocean pearl for the Big Shell, which is the sweet purple. Okay, so to start you need to grab your we're going to start with the little shell first. Okay, so grab your little shell color. I'm gonna use black. Make a cap band on your hook, and we're gonna make two loops of the Orochi. I don't know. So yeah, two of this. There's one and there's two. So to make that, we're going to grab both colors, the little shell color and the center color. So you need to put the shell color on the top like so, and then pull it through both loops of the capping, and then close like so. And then grab your background color again, pull it through the first two loops, and lift just the first one or the center color, and then close like so. Grab your center color, so you need to like alternate between your background and your center color. pull it through the first 2 loops and just lift the outer one, which is the background color, and then you need to rearrange this to the outside like so. And then we have 1. We're not gonna count this first one here, so we have 1 in here. Then we're going to make 1 more for the little shell. Okay, back to the background color again, pull it through the first 2 loops and lift the opposite color of the one that you're holding, which is, so it's gonna be the white for me. And then close, take your white, pull it through the first 2 loops and lift the black one, and then close, rearrange. Okay, so now we have 2 loops of the center color here. Again, we're not gonna counting this one, this first one here. So after we have 2 loops, we need to change side and do the same thing to the other side. And this is why I suggest you guys to use the double-ended hook, because you know there's gonna be a lot of loops on your hook. Okay, grab your background color, pull it through the first 2 loops, lift the first one or the center color, and then close. Grab your white, pull it through the first 2 loops, lift the outer one, and close, rearrange. And we're gonna do it 1 more time for this side. Grab your black, pull it through the first 2 loops, lift the first one, and then close. Grab your white, pull it through the first 2 loops, and just lift the outer one, and then rearrange. Okay, so now we have both white, both center color on both sides. So 1 center color, and then 2 center color for this side, and then 2 center colors for this side. Okay, now we're gonna grab the background color again and pull it through all loops like so, and then just pick up all the opposite colors, which is the whites. Gonna pick up all the whites that I have back onto my hook. Okay, make sure you're holding this one here and then close. Okay, so now we have this on our hook, and then grab your white again and then pull it through everything except this last 1 loop here. Like so, and then just lift this very outer, the most outer one here, which is the background color, the other end of the background color, and then close and rearrange. If I'm explaining too fast or too slow, you guys can adjust the speed from the settings. Okay, now we have the little shell. So for the little shell, we're going to have 5, yeah, 1 2 3 4 5 bands. And then for the big shell, we're gonna have 3 on each side and 1 for in the center. So we're going to have 7 bands for the big shell. Okay, like so. Now we can do the big shell now. So grab your background color for the big shell then pull it through the first 2 loops, lift the first one, and then close. Grab your center color, pull it through the first 2 loops, and lift the outer one and close. So we're gonna do the same thing, except 1 more or 2 more bands for each side, which is the background, 1 background and 1 center color for each side. Okay, grab your background color again, pull it through the first 2 loops, lift the outer one and close. Grab your center color, pull it through the first 2 loops, lift the outer one and close. Rearrange. I have 2 now, 2 loops of my center color. Then I'm going to add 1 more. Pull your background color to the first 2, lift the first one and close. Pull your center color through the first 2 loops, lift the outer one and close. And rearrange. Okay, so now we have this on our hook. 3 bands of my center color. Okay, now we can slide it down to the other end so we can do the other side. Okay, just do this exact same thing. And if you guys hear lots of other noises than mine, please ignore them. Okay, pull your background color through the first 2 loops, lift the first one and then close. Grab your white or your center color, pull it through the first 2 loops, lift the outer one and close. Rearrange. Okay, grab your background color again, pull it through the first 2 loops, lift the first one and close. Grab your white again, pull it through the first 2 loops, lift the outer one and close. And then 1 more. Grab your background again, pull it through the first 2 loops, lift the first one or your center color and close. Grab your center color again, pull it through the first 2 loops and just lift the outer one and rearrange. Okay, so now we have this on our hook. It's gonna be a lot, it's okay. Back to the background again. Pull it through all loops that you have on your hook. Okay, and pick up all the center bands, center loops that you have. So I'm gonna pick up all the white bands back onto my hook. Okay, make sure to hold this side of your band. Okay, there's and then close. Back to the center color again, grab your white, pull it through everything except this last one here. And lift this one here. So it's went over there, it should be on the very left, so I'm gonna move this over and pick up this other loop here and then close, then rearrange, and there you have your big shell. So that's the big shell and that's the little shell. Oops, like so. Now we can back to the little shell again. Grab the background color, pull it through the first 2 loops, lift the white and then close. Grab your white, pull it through the first 2 loops, lift the outer one and close. Rearrange. grab your background color again, pull it through the first two loops, just lift the first one and then close. Grab your center color again, pull it through the first two loops and lift just the other one and close, and rearrange like so. Remember, for the little shell, we're just going to make two bands. Yeah, two bands for each side. So slide it down, background color, pull it through the first two loops, lift the first one and then close. Center color, pull it through the first two loops, lift the outer one, close, and then rearrange. Back to the black, pull it through the first two loops, simply just lift the first one, then close. Grab your center color again, pull it through the first two loops and just lift the outside one and then close, and rearrange. Okay, so now we have 4 of the center color. Okay, and then now we can wrap it up by picking your background again, pull it through everything and pick up those center color back to your hook, like what I'm doing in here. Okay, and then close. Grab your white again, pull it through everything except this last loop here, and lift this other side of my black in here and close. Don't forget to rearrange. Okay, like so. Now we're going back to the big shell again, pull it through the first two loops, lift the first one, then close. White, pull it through the first two loops, lift the outer one and close. Rearrange. Background color, pull it through the first two loops, lift the first one and then close. White, pull a band through the first two loops and just lift the outside one and then rearrange. One more. Pull it through the first two loops, lift the first one and then close. Pull a band through the first two loops and just lift the outside one and close, and rearrange. Okay, 3 bands now. Slide it down to the other end. Pull a band through the first two loops, lift the first one and then close. Pull a band through the first two loops, lift the outside one, then close. Rearrange. Pull a band through the first two loops, lift the first one and close. Pull a band through the first two loops, lift the outside one and then close. One more. Pull your background color through the first two loops, lift the first one and then close, and pull your center band through the first two loops and just lift the outside one and then close. Rearrange. Okay, grab your background color again, pull it through everything and pick up those center colors again back to your hook. Make sure to hold this pin here so it won't go under those center colors loop. Oh, I'll pick up, as you can see, I pick up the wrong loop here. I'm gonna drop it and just lift your center color, which is white for me, and close. Okay, now grab your center color again, pull it through everything except this last one here. Okay, and we're going to pick up this background color here, move this one over, lift this side of your background color, and then close. Rearrange. Okay, so now we have two big shells and two little shells. So you guys can continue to make yours as long enough as you want to. I'm gonna close mine here for the sake of the duration, so it won't be too long. So yeah, to close it off, you just need to pull your background color through everything. I'm gonna use this color because this is the last background color I'm using. So I'm gonna pull a band through basically everything and just close. Okay, then you can attach your C-clip now. Okay, so I think that's it, guys, for today's tutorial. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and if you do, please give a like, comment, and share this video. And if you would like to see more videos from me, please subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to check out those designers of this bracelet. I'll put their Instagram accounts in my description box below. So thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.